Welcome to a new topic, scaffolding safety. Introduction. Scaffolding safety is a combination of practices and safety procedures that enforces proper and safe use of scaffoldings. It involves a set of preemptive actions in building, inspecting, using, and tagging scaffolds. Compliance with OSHA's standards, rules, and requirements for working on scaffoldings can minimize or remove workers' exposure to hazards such as falls, electrocution, and falling objects. Scaffolding components: first, sole plate; second, base plate; third, standards; fourth, ligaures; fifth, bracing; sixth, decking; seventh, guardrails, that is handrails and midrails, height approximately 1 meter; 8, toe board should be minimum 6 inches in height; 9, clamps standards EN 74 and BS 15; 10, the ladder shall be secure at 3 locations; 11, tags either green or a red tag and shall be renewed after 1 week. Following photos showing scaffolding components. Importance of scaffolding safety. Scaffolding safety is important because it can help prevent workplace incidents from recurring. With baseline scaffold requirements to keep workers safe, such as better inspections, training, and controls, frontline teams can ensure scaffolding safety and be proactive about building a safety culture from the ground up. To ensure scaffolding safety, the scaffold must be built under the supervision of a competent person, someone who has been thoroughly trained on safe work practices when working on scaffoldings, and workers must be trained by a qualified person before they use the scaffold. The scaffold and its components should also be checked by a competent person and properly tagged before the start of the shift to ensure its integrity and safety. Three types of scaffolds. First, supported scaffolds, a type of scaffold that is supported by poles, frames, and outriggers and usually consist of one or more platforms. Second, suspended scaffolds. Like the supported scaffolds, this type also usually consists of one or more platforms, but is suspended by overhead support and ropes. Third, other types. These are man lifts, hoist, etc., which are often referred to as machinery and vehicle type of a scaffold. Scaffolding rules. Here are the highlighted rules of OSHA's scaffolding standard. First, fall protection. Employees that are more than 10 feet off the ground need to be protected by using fall arrestor systems or guardrails, except for employees that are on single point and 2-point adjustable suspension scaffold. These employees should be protected by using both guardrails and a personal fall arrestor system. Second, guardrail height. The height of the scaffold's top rail that was manufactured and used in service after January 1st, 2000 should fall between 38 inches and 45 meters. Before this date, the scaffolding standard was 36 inches to 45 inches. Third, cross bracing. The cross point of cross bracing used as a top rail should be between 38 inches and 48 inches above the work platform. Fourth, footings. Scaffold footings have to be leveled and have the capacity to support the loaded scaffolds. The legs, poles, frames, and other upright components should carry the weight of the base plates and mud seals. Fifth, platforms. Scaffolds that are supported should be fully planked or decked. Sixth, guying ties and braces. If the height to base is 4:1, there should be support to the scaffolds to prevent tipping by guying, tying, and bracing. Seventh, capacity. Scaffolding equipment should be able to withstand support 4 times of the maximum intended load. 8. Training. Employers are responsible for training each employee on the hazards and the methods to control these hazards. 9. Inspections. This need to be done every start of the shift and after conducting work that could have affected the structural integrity of the scaffolding. 10. Mid-rails. This has to be installed approximately midway between the top rail and the platform surface. The cross point of the cross bracings used as mid-rails should be between 20 inches and 30 inches above the work platform. Who is competent and qualified person? According to OSHA, a competent person is one who is capable of identifying existing and predictable hazards in the surroundings or working conditions which are unsanitary, hazardous to employees, and who has authorization to take prompt corrective measures to eliminate them. This is typically someone who holds a scaffolding high-risk work license. While a qualified person is one who has successfully demonstrated his or her ability to solve or resolve problems related to the subject matter, the work, or the project. A qualified person has the right background, such as education or degree in designing safe scaffolding. For example, this could be someone from the scaffold manufacturer or trained scaffold engineer. The Bureau of Labor Statistics cites that 72% of scaffold injuries were due to scaffold planking or support giving way, slips, or falling objects. With regular inspections performed by a competent person, adequate scaffold safety training provided by a qualified person, and compliance with local regulatory standards, these dangers can be controlled. Scaffolding safety do's. First, inspect the scaffold using a checklist or mobile inspection app before the work shift and ensures it is safe and in proper working order. Second, provide proper training. Third, have a toolbox stock before beginning work. Fourth, wear appropriate PPE. Fifth, always check inspection tags. Sixth, know the weight capacity of the scaffold. 7. Have a handhold above the scaffold platform. 8. Level the scaffold after each move. Do not extend adjusting leg screws more than 12 inches. 9. Use your safety belts and lanyards when working on scaffolding at a height of 10 feet or more above a ground level. Attach the lanyard to the secure member of the scaffold. 10. Safely use the ladder when climbing the cross braces for access to the scaffold. 11. Keep both feet on the decking. 12. Stay off scaffolding during loading or unloading. 13. Ensure planking is overlapping or secured from movement. 14. Follow the manufacturer's instructions when erecting the scaffold under the direct supervision of a competent person. 15. Be mindful of co-workers working above and below you at all times, as well as others working on the scaffold. 16. Use the debris chutes or lower things by hoist or by hand. 17. Choke the wheels of the rolling scaffolds using the wheel blocks and also lock the wheels by using your foot to depress the wheel lock before using the scaffold. 18. Always use netting to catch anything that falls. Scaffolding safety don'ts. First, leave anything on the scaffold at the end of your shift. Second, overload the scaffold. Third, use unstable objects such as barrels, boxes, loose bricks, or concrete blocks to support scaffolds. Increase your work height or planks. Fourth, work on platforms or scaffolds unless they are fully planked. Fifth, use a scaffold unless guardrails and all flooring are in place. Sixth, stand on ties, guardrails, or extension. 7th, use the scaffold if it appears damaged in any way, has been tampered with, or if there are components missing such as planking, guardrails, toe boards, debris nets, or protective canopies. 8. Walk on scaffold planking covered in ice, snow, or mud. 9. Avoid using a scaffold during adverse weather such as heavy rain, sleet, ice, snow, or strong winds. 10. Climb on any portion of the scaffold frame not intended for climbing. Scaffolding tag system and meaning. Green scaffold tags, meaning tags will be hung on scaffolds that have been inspected and are safe for use. A green, safe for use tags and should be attached to the scaffold at each access point after the initial inspection is complete. The following image shows the front and back side of the green scaffold. Green scaffold tags, meaning caution tags, will replace all green safe scaffold tags whenever the scaffold has been modified to meet work requirements and, as a result, could represent a hazard to the user. This tag indicates special requirements for safe use. Following image shows front and back side of yellow scaffolding tag. Red scaffold tags, meaning danger, unsafe for use tags, will be used during erection or dismantling when the scaffold is left unattended, and replace all green safe for use tags or yellow caution or hazard tags in the event a scaffold has been deemed unit for use. Following image represents the red scaffolding tags. Hazards of scaffolding. Apart from collapse, the principal hazards are: first, unsecured ladder slipping; second, use of unsuitable damage and faulty materials; third, inadequately supported scaffold boards; fourth, omission or removal of guardrails; fifth, not proper tie-in braced; sixth, overloading of platform and board; 7. Improper safety measures when raising and dismantling scaffolding. 8. Lack of guardrails. 9. Overhead electrical wires and risk of electrocution. 10. Planks slipping or breaking. 11. Rolling scaffold. 12. Overloading platforms. 13. Climbing on scaffolding. Hazards of scaffolding. When erecting scaffolding, a common hazard is not providing an appropriate platform for the worker as they are installing the next lift. Also, failure to install tie-ins may result in the scaffolding swaying enough to topple someone off their working platform, especially when the platform is not sufficient. Accidents are frequently reported in situations where the worker was only working from a platform of 1 or 2 planks. Scaffolding safety regulations. First, all platforms on scaffold must be at least 18 inches wide. Second, all platforms higher than 8 feet must have a full deck. Third, scaffolds must be able to support up to 4 times the load it is likely to bear without being overturned. Fourth, each scaffold must be designed, tested, and certified by a professional engineer. Fifth, each scaffold must have a guardrail. Sixth, scaffold must be regularly inspected. 7. Number 1 grade lumber must be used for work platforms. 8. Working at heights training is mandatory for all employees on construction sites, where workers may be at risk of falls. Appropriate fall protection equipment must be worn for workers operating at a height of 3 meters, that is 10 feet or more. 9. By following proper safety protocol, observing manufacturer's instructions, and being aware of any potential risks or dangers on a job site, most scaffold hazards can be avoided. For certain long term applications, some may be better served with a permanent custom made platforms to access equipment. General safety precautions for scaffolding. A competent third party certified person is allowed for scaffolding job. Cold work permit is required. Employees shall be used chin straps, leather gloves and safety harness full time. Tools and spanners shall be secured with body. Area shall be barricaded and signboards to be displayed. Non-sparking tools shall be used in hazardous area. Materials, clamps shall not drop or throw. Leather bags shall be used for shifting. While erection or modifications, red tag shall be displayed on height equal to eye level. If height exceeding the ratio, additional tie-in with nearby existing structure shall be given. General safety precautions for ladder safety. Ladder shall be of industrial type. Use the right type of ladder for the job. Inspect the ladder for defect and damage before use. Independent ladder shall be tagged. Validity 1 month. Ladder shall be positioned at 75-degree angle. Ladder shall be secured with clamps at 3 locations. Only one person shall climb at a time and face the ladder during up and down. Do not carry tools and materials while climbing. Metal ladder shall not be used for electrical work. Working at height or fall prevention. Falls are a leading cause of injury in all levels of the workplace. These caused by slipping on the surface, tripping by obstacles and while stepping off an elevated surface. Keep workplace free of obstacles and clutter. Keep walking surface clean and dry. Block or barricade the area while cleaning floors. Whip up the spills immediately or barricade the area. Report hazards on the surface immediately. Avoid running cables or cords on the walkways. Following image is the example of working on the scaffolding. Use safety harness if working at height more than 1.8 meters. Personal protective equipments for scaffolding safety. First, hard hats. Second, hand gloves. Third, earplugs. Fourth, safety shoes. Fifth, reflective jackets. Sixth, full body harness. And seventh, full body protection. Thank you.